Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Joe.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Cameron.
Yes.
What do you think is something when, you studied Korean for a long time. What do you think was helpful for your Korean studies, learning another language, that could be possibly helpful for our listeners who are learning to improve their English? I think a lot of our Power English learners want to listen so they can maintain their English, and also listeners who want to kind of upgrade their English.
Right.
Sometimes that can even be more difficult. At what time do you feel like, I feel like it's better? It's kind of hard to tell.
That is true. There are times, even now, I've lived in Korea for 10 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel very good about my Korean.
Are you kidding me? Me, totally.
Right.
I've been here for over 20 years, and my Korean skills are just like at status quo.
Right.
It's just there.
I think for me, I do spend a lot of time talking to myself in foreign languages.
Oh, wow.
So,
what do you mean?
So even when I'm going about my day and maybe I have to be like, oh, I need to do the laundry. Oh, I need to separate my colored clothes, my colors from my whites.
In Korean?
And, I will just, even if I don't know what it is, I will just try and figure out a way to explain it using what I know.
Oh, wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So that, it kind of practices before I need to use it. And even though I know I won't know the words, I will have been like, okay, well, I know I can kind of explain it this way, and then maybe later I can find a better way to explain it.
So you're kind of mentally preparing yourself for that opportunity to use whatever's in your mind.
Yeah.
In that situation.
Right. Because I think when you're talking, it's not really the time for logic.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to talk.
You just have to talk, right? Yeah. Because when you are in that situation and you're forced to say something, it gets very difficult.
Yeah.
So I think just having it in your head, repetition, and going over things and certain words, I think that will prepare you for the time when you really need to use that language.
I think so.
Okay, good.
Lots of dialogues in my head.
Inner dialogue.
Just inner dialogue all the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Staying strong as we age is our dialogue for today. There's no time like the present. 나이 들면 건강 유지하기 지금처럼 좋을 때는 없어.
Yes.
Okay, so right now is the best time.
Let's start.
Okay. Stick with something.
This means to persist, to continue to do something even if it is difficult.
Okay. Feel like.
To feel like is you want to do it. You have the urge or the desire to do it.
Okay. And finally, there's no time like the present. It's a little long.
So this is just a way of saying, well, we should start now.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting?
Right. What's the point? Let's go ahead and listen to our power dialogue. Okay, Terry, tell me your secret to eternal youth.
Well, the first thing I will say about exercise is to only do what you know you will stick with for a long time.
So I don't have to go to the gym?
If you don't feel like going to the gym, you'll quit exercising altogether. And that's not the result you want.
When should I start looking for the kind of exercise I'll stick with?
Why don't we start right now? There's no time like the present.
Please join us on page 74. It's where our power dialogue is, with the title, Staying Strong as We Age. There's no time like the present. Here we go. Alexa says, okay, Terry, tell me your secret to eternal youth. Okay. So, eternal, the word eternal means forever.
Forever, yes.
Forever.
It does not end.
It's kind of like the Marvel series Eternals.
Yeah. Do they live forever?
Do they? I feel like Marvel comic characters, yeah, they do live forever.
Well, no, I think the Eternals, they're a special
Eternals.
group of people that never die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's why they're called the Eternals.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But this eternal, it is a way of saying forever, but it feels a little literary or a little I don't know, heavy in a way. So when she's saying eternal youth, it does feel kind of like eternal youth.
And
like from a movie.
Right. And of course, there is no such thing, really.
Yes.
But basically, Alexa is saying, well, what is the secret to being young?
To staying healthy.
Yeah.
Right? So this eternal youth is not actually looking 24 years old for the rest of your life.
Right.
It's how do you age but still have a healthy body, ability to move and exercise? That's what she's asking.
Exactly. And Terry says, well, the first thing I will say about exercise is to only do what you know you will stick with for a long time. Oh, this is a very important point. Okay. So exercise, the important thing is do what you know.
Yes.
Only.
Yes.
That you will stick with for a long time.
Yes.
So if you stick with a certain exercise routine, what are you doing?
It means that you will continue to do it, whatever the exercise is. So if you do not like running, but you want to run a marathon, it is probably not a good idea because you will not stick with it.
Yes.
You will give up on the running.
Right.
Or if you don't like lifting weights, don't start CrossFit. Because CrossFit is a lot of lifting weights.
Right. So to stick with it is, you may not want to do it, but you continually do it.
Right, yeah. So the stick with it is being able to do it for a long amount of time.
And so sometimes we'll have like trainers or teachers who say like, I know it's hard right now, but just stick with it. Stick with it.
Yeah,
and
don't give up.
Don't give up. It'll get easier. Yeah. So stick with it for a long time so that we just continue doing the exercise.
Yes.
Okay. So what does Alexa say?
So I don't have to go to the gym?
Okay. Alexa's like, oh, no gym? And Terry says, if you don't feel like going to the gym, you'll quit exercising altogether. And that's not the result you want. Okay. So, if you don't feel like going to the gym.
Yes.
Yeah. Feel like.
To feel like is to want to do or be in the mood to do. So specifically for going to the gym, you're probably tired, sleepy.
Right.
I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. Yeah.
Right.
So you can also use this for things like food. I don't feel like pizza tonight. Let's get Chinese.
Yeah, I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like going out.
Yeah. I don't feel like staying home.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't feel like staying home. I want to go out,
yes.
right? So, the key point that Terry is saying is that, do something that you're going to stick with, right? And if you don't feel like going to the gym, then don't go.
Yeah, do something you like. Do something fun.
Right. Okay. What does Alexa say?
When should I start looking for the kind of exercise I'll stick with?
Okay. When should I start looking for the kind of exercise I'll stick with? So Alexa's like, well, what kind of exercise
can I
do? How do I know?
Yeah.
And Terry says, why don't we start now? There's no time like the present. Okay. Why don't we is a classic pattern.
Yes.
That offers a suggestion.
Yeah, in this case, it's saying, let's do this, right? It's basically saying, unless you have a good reason that we shouldn't, let's start.
Right.
Why don't we?
Why don't we? Why don't we do this? Why don't we try this? Why don't we go there?
Yeah.
Right. Very good, useful pattern. There's no time like the present. Okay, just got to memorize it. There's no time like the present, which means...
Let's start. Yeah. Why are we waiting? Let's not... Often it's like, let's not be lazy. So, for example, should we move our furniture around? I think I would like the couch over in that corner.
Well, let's do it now. There's no time like the present.
Yeah, let's stop waiting. Let's move the furniture and see if we like it.
Yeah, great expression to say... Let's do it now.
Yeah,
why are we waiting? Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time. Okay, Terry, tell me your secret to eternal youth.
Well, the first thing I will say about exercise is to only do what you know you will stick with for a long time.
So I don't have to go to the gym?
If you don't feel like going to the gym, you'll quit exercising altogether. And that's not the result you want.
When should I start looking for the kind of exercise I'll stick with?
Why don't we start right now? There's no time like the present.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 76 and 77. We're going to give you some example sentences. Stick with something means 꾸준히. It's like that 꾸준히 idea, right? 꾸준히 하다. Like continue doing it even though it may not be easy. Okay. Should I take karate lessons?
I don't know if you'll stick with it. Remember how fast you quit judo?
Yeah. My son rarely sticks with any type of sport. He'll do it for 1 month, 2 months. Although I must say, recently, in the last 2 years, he has stuck with his gym workouts. Yeah.
Nice.
That was impressive.
I do think it is one of those things. You have to find what you like.
Yeah. Or you're not going to stick with it.
Right? You're not going to stick with it.
Yeah, that's
As much as we think that we have, like, self-discipline.
No. So for me, I avoid the gym like crazy because I know I will not go.
Right.
Yeah. So what I do these days is that I've been sticking with this routine of as soon as I get up, don't go to the computer, don't do anything. Just put on your clothes and walk the dog. Get some morning sunshine, and then also do some exercises outside while I'm there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can do that every day, you can stick with it. That's a great routine.
Okay. Even though my book was rejected, I stuck with it until it got published.
Yes.
Yep.
That's true. Like new authors, it takes them forever.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
So if you give up on your first failure, you don't stick with it, you could be missing a very good opportunity.
Well, it's interesting. You know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I listen to a lot of celebrities and their stories and how they become famous. But I'm telling you, almost all of their stories are similar. It took them 6 years, 9 years, 10 years, 12 years before they actually got a breaking out role.
It's true.
In a movie or a TV series.
There are really only a few actors and actresses that get it. Who was it? Gerard Butler? He was a lawyer, or he was studying to be a lawyer. And then I think he had some his acting in his high school days.
Okay.
He was like, let's try. And he went from being a lawyer to being a big actor.
Well, that's
a big
unusual.
movie. Yeah, it's so unusual.
So,
most people, it takes a long time.
Yeah, they stick with it, and then finally they get their shot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And also, we would like to encourage our listeners to stick with it.
Yes.
Because eventually, a year or two, then you start seeing some results.
It's so true. Language does not happen all at once,
never.
Easily.
Never.
Especially, I would say, listening. Listening takes forever.
Oh, I have to share something with you. I had a listener write to me. She's in Australia now. She went for a work visa, work holiday?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, wow, your English is really good. And you know what they said? You sound like you're from California.
She says, the voice of Kristen Cho just comes out of her now. I love it.
Now everybody sounds like California. Me. Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but she was like, thank you. Thanks to Power English. So stick with it, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like or I don't feel like means, I don't want to. I have no desire or I have the desire. What do you feel like doing today?
The weather is so bad. I want to stay in and watch some movies.
Oh, yeah. When it's raining, it's the best day to watch movies.
Yes.
I don't feel like going to work today.
Yes. I mean, no, actually, coming here is great.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we always have a fun time in the studio.
We sure do.
But back when I worked at in a regular company, going to the office, I think I said this to myself every day.
Yeah.
I don't feel like going to work today.
You know, I worked full-time for 2 years. At an ad agency. It was not fun.
Yeah.
Every day. Oh, I don't feel like going to work.
That's true.
Right.
I definitely understand, this people who...
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's hard.
Some people... I don't see how people stick with it. To be honest, how, getting up every day.
Well, you got to make money. Or maybe you're a dad or mom. You got to feed the kids. You got to pay for their education.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to stick with it,
it's
right?
so true.
Okay. What is something that maybe you might feel like doing? We could say like, oh, what do you feel like doing this weekend?
Oh, I feel like going to a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like going like to the movie theater.
Okay, great.
Or, I feel like, maybe going up into the mountains.
Ooh,
having
yes.
some like peksuk. Maybe that's not now.
After a long hike.
Yeah, after a long hike or something.
All right, so yeah, I feel like very useful expression. There's no time like the present. Really nice. And this just means that you should, if you need to do something, just do it now.
Just do it now.
Don't wait, okay? I'm going to start my diet next Monday.
Start today. There's no time like the present.
Isn't it true? The weekend, and then after the weekend, I'll go on a diet.
It's best to start on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy it.
If you want to learn a new language, there's no time like the present.
I think the image I have for people that say this are those people that always have energy.
Yeah.
And, for people that don't have energy, they're like, oh, I want to rest a little bit.
Right.
The other person always says, there's no time like the present.
It's true.
And it's so, they're right. They're correct, but it is
right.
a little annoying sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, please, give me a break.
5 more minutes.
Yeah. The person who says there's no time like the present, they're very eager, enthusiastic, lots of energy.
This was my dad.
Really?
Well, he was in construction. So we'd have like lunch. And I would want to have like an hour-long lunch.
Like a fiesta.
Yeah.
All right. Our power pattern today is why don't we? Okay? It's a suggestion. Why don't we put our name on the waiting list for a table?
Why don't we walk to the store instead of driving?
Yeah. A suggestion. 2 suggestions. Yeah, why not? Let's do a little walking.
Why don't we get some coffee after the show?
Oh, why don't we grab a bite to eat?
Yeah, maybe some like carrot cake. Why don't we get...
Stop with the carrot cake. I love carrot cake.
I know, I do too.
Oh my gosh. All right. Power vocab is eternal.
Yes.
Which is, if something that is internal, it lasts forever.
Yeah, eternal.
Eternal.
Yeah.
What did I just say?
Internal.
Internal. No, not internal.
Internal is inside.
That's right. Eternal. All right. Do check out the definition on page 78 and stop by. Okay. For a very small fee, monthly fee, you can join and have access to so many different programs.
Yes.
And make sure to tune in tonight. 6 p.m.
Yes.
Evening special.
That's right. We'll see you there.
Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.